Me, 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 me. Merry Christmas to me. Happy birthday to me. Just a present for me. A really good present to me. I hear you, folks. My singing sucks. Don't change the channel just because I was singing, alright? In honesty, have you ever had a Christmas present or birthday present just stink? I have. And I go and get my own now. And my family thinks I'm nuts. And, well, it doesn't really bother me. Why? Because I get what I want. When I want it. And I'll get a present just for the heck of it. And what I get, I test, and you folks see what it is. So, in the end, you have the advantage over anybody else that has not really tested something like this, or whatever I am putting up on the internet. You get to see it firsthand. And if you really want to get something that's worthwhile, you know what you want, so go get it. And I've had those birthdays and Christmases where I've gotten gifts that actually stunk. And I'm like, what in the heck am I going to do with this? Take that joke, for instance, they gave me. A snake, peanut and snakes. It was a jar that looked like peanuts. When you opened it up, a snake popped out of it. Woohoo! The only thing that did was scare women. Well, that sat on my shelf for years, and I finally got rid of it. But just get something that you need or want. And this is a perfect gift for anybody. I don't care who you have on your list. This box, or any Android unit, I can't say every Android unit, but this is a perfect gift that keeps giving all year long. And anything for that matter, like, well, it's kind of hard to give, and I know it, and that's why I get my own. Because I could ask somebody for something, and they absolutely don't know what I really need or want. And they try to find me something, and it doesn't do the job. So I gave up with asking for Christmas and birthday presents. I just stick with just the useful things like, what, toothpaste and stuff like that. You know, something that they can get. And then I go get the stuff that they can't get, like this. So, just enjoy the video, and if you're sitting there thinking I'm crazy, well, there's a little crazy in all of us. I mean, give it a break, you know? You're crazy, I'm crazy, we're all kind of nuts in our own way. And it's just family dynamics, and I can say I come from a crazy family, and I enjoy it. And that's how I grew up, and that's how I'm going to, one day, when I die, I'll be in the grave with craziness. But there's also a joke going around. I know I'm going on and on about this, but there's a joke going around about me that you know, I'm going to die with the most toys, and I don't know. I guess I never looked at it that way. It's just stuff I use. I mean, yeah, I call it a toy. Whether it's my John Deere lawnmower, I call it a toy. Why? Because I like to use it. I call this a toy because I like to use it. Or my working computer on my desk over here, I call that a toy because I like to use it. Anything that I enjoy to do, I call it a toy. So, anything that you like to do, whether it's work or play, it can be a toy. It can just be a big boy's toy, that's all. Well, I'll get to the video now and quit wasting your time, but I hope you enjoy this. I do. Hello, folks. Welcome back to Pushing Technology to the Limit. I have this really nice box right here. It's an Android TV box. I want to tell you all about it. I really like this unit. There's a few negatives to it, but the negatives don't outweigh the positives. So, let me get to showing you some of the negatives that are on this unit first of all. If you are watching on Amazon, please like it. And if you're on Facebook or YouTube, please like the videos, subscribe on YouTube, and if you're watching from Amazon, come over to YouTube. you're going to get a lot more information on YouTube than you ever will on Amazon. And there's videos that I've done on YouTube that you'll never see on Amazon. Because they're strictly just YouTube, or they're on Facebook as well. You can get there too. So all you have to do is type that link in down at the bottom of your screen without the .com. So let me show you some of the negatives first of all on this unit. As you can see, I mean, there's no ventilation on the top or the sides. You got this, well, let me just keep going here. On the bottom here, there is ventilation. Now, like I've said in the last Android 7 video, that ventilation stinks on the bottom. But the other things that are negative about this is I hate these antennas. Now, yes, I like them on the outside. Like if you've watched my other videos, you know that I like the external antennas better. But the stupid things about this thing is, the antennas don't ever come off. And they don't ever move out of the way. Now, if you have a cramped TV center that you need to have this just sitting just so, where it's just this high, and you can't have any room for these antennas, what are you going to do? I mean, that's a dumb design right there, not being able to take your antennas off when you don't want them. And the other dumb thing is you can't move them, well, you can move them this way, but you can't move this one totally flush. So this is as far as this one can go. The only way that you can get them flat, well, let's see here. Now, I guess I don't remember. It took me 5 minutes to get this out of the packing. Pathetic because of these antennas. Now, any wireless router that you've seen with external antennas are always in the box flat down. And you also can take them off. Well, most routers you can. And well, let me get with the things on the back here. So, on the back here, you've got your antennas, your fiber optics, or let's see here, yeah, fiber optic audio. There's a little 1/8 yellow jack right here. That's your composite video, and then your HDMI, and then your network adapter, and then your power port. So basically that's what's on this box, but this thing is loaded, folks. A lot more than the Android 7. I can't believe it. I like this unit, and this is one I'm going to keep. And one thing I didn't show you on the sides is that it has USB and some kind of flash card reader. Now there's 3 slots for USB. So there's one here, and then there's 2 on this side. And, well, I know I'm getting kind of ahead of myself here, but there are some parts that you need to be aware of that you need. Now, this unit, I'll have to show you what I've got. It comes with a keyboard. Now, the title of my video is Android 6.0 Batteries Not Included. Why? Because I'll have to show you this keyboard. Batteries don't come with it. Stupid! Okay, any keyboard I've gotten that's wireless, especially the particular keyboard I've got connected right now, has a battery in it. And this thing doesn't say anything on the internet that this does not come with keyboard batteries. And it doesn't come with a charging cord either. So you can plug it into your USB slot on the side and charge your remote control or your remote keyboard. Not your remote control. The remote control doesn't charge at all. That remote control is a whole nother issue. That's one thing I do not like about the remote. Let me get that right off the bat to show you this. Now this remote control is smaller than the Hot Home Pro unit. If you watch the one below this video, that will be the Android 7. and that is playing the game of chance. I'm not looking at that on the internet right now, so I'm just trying to remember it. So I like this remote. This is a good remote. Also, it's a good remote because it is IR. And what I mean by IR is, I don't know if you can see it or not. Well, maybe not in this one, but on some other remote controls, if I hit the button like I'm doing now, you can actually see a blue light coming on. There is batteries in it. But there's one thing about this remote control is that the batteries are so tight in there that I had to use a screwdriver to get them out. Now, I didn't want to replace them. I actually borrowed these batteries from another unit. So, they're tough to replace. And let me show you the front of this unit. So, I like this unit because it actually has, well, it has a power button. And it has, right here, this whole thing is a clock. Now, the clock is useless, if you really want to know the truth. All it is basically a timer to show you how long the unit's been running. I had this unit running for 48 hours for a heat test. Because if you look at the last video that I did on Android 7.1, it overheated. This one doesn't overheat, folks. I mean, I'm not saying that they're supposed to overheat, but I think there was something malfunctioning with this with the Android 7.1, the last one I did. And this one is working fine. And I got to get to the apps because the apps are so cool with this thing. It supports more apps than the 7 does. Now, I can't say for every single box that's out there that's 7, but I know the one I tried, it was pretty pathetic. This unit right here, you can use Amazon Video, Netflix, Facebook, Messenger, a whole slew of things. Now, I'll get to the video, or get to the showing you on the screen here in a few minutes about what's all on this thing. The video is really good, and the one thing that I had a problem with the last unit was speed. And it was played pathetic on the 6 megabytes of speed. Now, I'm not going to do a speed test. Now, I might do it at the end of the video for you guys that are techies, but I do not want to bore you folks that are just users that don't care. I'm not going to bore you with that technical stuff. I'm going to just stick to the point about what's pros and cons about anything that's with this. Now, if I get technical, I'm going to tell you I get technical. So, let me get going with the plugging this unit in. And before I go, I should let you know one thing about this unit, and any Android box for that matter. I don't know about the other ones, but the 2 that I've tried, you really need to have a keyboard. And a mouse is nice. I have a mouse with this, an external mouse, because I don't like the touchpad on the keyboard, because it's too sensitive. But I use an external wireless mouse that I got from Amazon. So let's get plugging this thing in, and there's some other things that I got to tell you about, but I'll tell you about that before I actually plug it in. Let me show you what I've got set up first before I actually get this thing installed. I hope you can see this alright on your screen, but this is the box that I bought for the Android TV. It's a PWDT KVM extender. Now let me show you the actual setup that I've got in this room. Sorry for the mess, folks, on my test table here, but this is all my test equipment for this Android box. So on the left hand side is the Android TV 6.0 plugged in. And actually what's nice about it is that it doesn't automatically come on when you plug the power in. You've got to physically turn it on. And this is the KVM extender that I have hooked up. And this is actually set up like I said in other videos, and I'll tell you again. So for you that have not watched the Android 7 video, this is a TCP unit, which means that you can run this over switches and on your network, or you can run it to point, which I have it set up point to point now. Let me show you the other point that I'm sending it to. So I have the Android box and my Ethernet cable plugged in. Now, like I've said before on other videos, I do not like wireless for the fact that it is just very shaky when you're running high definition video. So I highly recommend wired, and that's what I'm going to use and I will always use. But sorry for the bunny trail. I'll get back to my thing here that I'm going to show you. So this is my box, and then I got my point-to-point cable on my floor, and I go right up to this this TV set here. Now this is my receiver, and as you can see, it's searching for TX because there's no video source on it just yet. But the box is communicating with the transmitter, so you know that it is working. And I have my wireless keyboard and mouse dongles in my slots. So this is the keyboard that came with the Android 6. And my first impression, I did not like, my first impression on Amazon when I bought this thing was that this was a Bluetooth keyboard. Now, there is nothing on Amazon or anywhere on the internet that says no batteries included. Now, I have not turned this on, and I'm not going to use this one because I got one exactly like it. And it just looks a little bit different. I mean, it's the same size and shape and all that, but it looks a little bit older. You know, so that's why, because it's older, but it's a nice unit. So when you open this box up, let me show you. Let's see here. So when you open this unit, it comes with the USB dongle, and it doesn't have batteries. It has a spot for rechargeable battery, or what is that? I think that's either AA or AAA. I'm not really sure what size battery is because I didn't try to put one in. I'm not going to use this keyboard since I've got one, and I highly recommend that. I don't recommend you buying something that has a keyboard installed or with it already, because you don't have a choice of what keyboard you want to use. Now this is a waste of my money, alright? I would have rather paid, what? Well, the one keyboard I bought that's exactly like this. Let me show you it now. So this is my keyboard. It looks totally different from the other one. I mean, it's still the same, but you can tell the difference because it doesn't have the little scroll line on it like the other one does. So this is new, and this is the one I've got. So they basically look the same. It's just that this touchpad thing here doesn't have that line on it. And I've got my name there because I was when I unplugged the dongles, I want to make sure that this one goes with this keyboard. And I have a couple of these in different styles. They're the same brand, and so it's basically the same unit. So if I take the cover off, and this battery came with it with a charging kit, and it's all the same. The USB dongle was in here, so I highly recommend doing this remote over the one that comes with this particular unit. And the reason is because I don't have to try to find a battery for it. So I highly recommend buying a separate keyboard, because then you know you're all set. Because this unit came with a charging cable, a rechargeable battery, and it worked right out of the box. I've never had a problem with it. And this is actually plugged into the unit right now, so that's why it's blue. And when you have an inactivity, like I'm not pushing the keyboard or anything, it will just go into standby mode. That's great, but I got my issues with that because then I gotta click a button, so I gotta hit whatever button I want to hit. You know, and here's it communicate. You can see the yellow button or yellow light. As my mouse, as I run my thumb over the little touchpad, it's communicating with the dongle. And as soon as I stop, it stops blinking. Exactly what the other one will do for you. But this one's better. And I paid about 18, 19 bucks for this thing on Amazon. I mean, they're different. I mean, you can still get these, but I don't know what the prices are now. But this is when I bought that's how much this one cost. And it's a pretty good unit. So, the one thing I keep forgetting to mention about the Android 6 or Android 7, I didn't even mention this on the other Android video. There is no parental controls. Pitiful, folks. If you are a father, mother, looking to get rid of your cable, this box is not controlled with parental controls. You're going to have to actually set this up or unplug the Ethernet cable. I don't know what you would have to do, or either have the box in a remote controlled room, like this is what that setup will allow you to do, this KVM extender. And that's one thing that's nice about this Android 6, is that it will actually work with this KVM extender. Now, the KVM extender did not work with Android 7. It was a bust. Now, I don't know if that's because that box was having a problem or what, but the Android 6, there's a lot more features in this unit than there is on Android 7. Newer is not always better. Don't believe the crap that they tell you about, well, let's get this one because it's better than Android 6. Bull! It's just like the same nonsense they told me about my Windows XP. They said Windows 7 or Windows Vista is better than XP. Bullshit. My PC has been running fine without having to update anything. Now that's a load of crap. I don't believe that. Now if you think that Android 7 is better than 6, well, let me get to that video and I'll show you that this is better than Android 7. Way better. Let me get to that now. Now, as this thing is booting up, I've got my keyboard and I've got my mouse right here. And I'm going to start running this thing. And, oh, I need one more thing over here. I need the remote control. Without the remote control, you can still use your wireless keyboard and mouse, but I highly recommend the remote. That will do a bunch of features. But the remote control lacks a few features that the mouse and keyboard will allow you to do without the remote. So, let's see here. Now, I've got the screen kind of angled in a way that so you can actually still see my hand moving the mouse and keyboard. But one thing that I have noticed, if you look at the Android 7 that I've tested and this one, I like this one better because it is better organized. Like for your apps, you got I mean, I wish they got rid of this stuff. I wish they got rid of the thing where it says Netflix, and they don't need any of this other stuff down here. What I did like about the unit is the fact that it has its video and its music and settings. The rest of it, to me, just cut the clutter. Let's get down to business here. Now, this is going to be just for you TV watchers. I'm not concerned about gamers. If you are a gamer and you're wondering what do the games do, that you can go to a whole nother review by looking them up on YouTube. But I'm strictly sticking with the folks that want to watch TV and enjoy TV, want to watch a good movie on a Saturday night. So the one thing that I have found that was really sweet, well, actually I gotta keep forgetting my box is over on the other side of the table here. Anyhow, let's get going here. So I'm going to go to alright, so I've got Media Center and I can actually add another icon. So then now I can just totally add, I can basically organize what I want. Now, like I can do, you know, Facebook and Chrome. You know, I didn't really like the Facebook app on this particular unit compared to the Android 7. I like the one that was on Android 7. So, if I want to add something, I can just click that. And Now let's see here. I'll take out Media Center. Then I'll hit the return button, and there's Facebook. So, or I can go back, like I said. Let's see here. And add something else. Select Firefox. I installed Firefox just because this one actually supports a couple of browsers, which I didn't mention. So this box is pretty much like a PC or a Mac. I don't know, whichever one you want to use, or a smartphone. I've never had a smartphone, so I don't know how they run. I've seen them how they run, so I know enough about what they do. And so, I can add that, and like Gmail, because I've got Gmail. That's one thing I didn't mention about this unit, but if you watch the other one, I've said that you got to have a Gmail account to do this, to download Google Apps. And so I can hit return. So then now I got Gmail, Firefox, and Facebook. So let's check out the video section. Now, I really don't care about music, because if I'm going to listen to music, I sure am not going to do it on my television. I can tell you that. Let's see here. So I can go to video. So I've got, and this is what was sweet about this unit, is that I can do Amazon Prime. Although I've checked their videos out, and their Prime videos, in my opinion, stink. Anything that was something I wanted to watch, you had to rent. Now my feeling is, why rent movies from Amazon? I mean, yes, I've got Prime, so I can watch their Prime junk if I want to. But anyways, I've got, movies now from Hallmark. I can add, other apps that I've downloaded. So I've also got, let's see here, which is, I think I'd have to call Hallmark, because I downloaded their Hallmark Channel app, and it doesn't work. And I think it's because, now I did research on the internet, and it looks like that you have to have satellite or cable internet or cable TV to be able to watch their stuff. Because, let's see here. So, if I go down and try to watch something, I can't. Let's try something here. So it says locked, and I don't know how to. See, I keep hitting the enter key, or the OK button. The enter's on the mouse, or on the keyboard here. So, let me take over with my keyboard. It still doesn't want to do anything. Now, see, I've got a mouse here. And I actually can use that with my touchpad on this keyboard. Now, I don't like this touchpad. I do like this little mouse that I've got. And I can do the same thing. I don't know if you can see my hand or not. But I can basically just... See, here it is. See, now, I don't know what this means. It says... before you watch playing videos on 3G, 4G cellular networks has been disabled. I don't know what that means, folks. I don't have 3G or 4G cell network. I have internet. So basically that is a useless feature to me. Unless you can get it to work, more power to you. So I just hit the escape button when I want to get out of here. So I don't really need to have the remote at this point. There are some things that are good on the remote control. I can do some basic functions. So I can go to the App Store, or let's see, no, I don't think this is the App Store. Okay, so this is basically just what I've installed. And let's see here. I'll sign into Facebook and see what happens. And I really don't care for this thing here. I don't know how this is supposed to work. I've had annoying, things. Alright, what is this? See, I don't... let's see here. Now this is the first time that I've tried this. Now, I don't know if there's sound to it. Let's see here. Let me turn up my TV volume. Hold on a minute, folks. Ah, there's no sound. Well, that's pretty pathetic. Alright, so I got it on 12 so we can hear stuff. Anyhow, you know, alright. So there's Firefox. Now there's a lot of other things you can download. Let's see here. There's also, let me hit escape here. Alright. So, yeah, these are the things that now some of them are pre-installed. They're not what I downloaded. Like, here's one. Amazon App Store. Do not use this. I do not. I've downloaded stuff, and it doesn't install things. I mean, it says it in settings. Yes, it's there. Oops, I hit it. Well, I'm not good at installing things, so you can just see there. See, that's why I don't like this touchpad mouse, because every time I'm trying to run it, it goes to something I don't want. So I'll hit exit. So let's go down to the Google Play Store. And so there's a lot of cool things like Hulu. You can do Hulu TV service, which for you folks that are wanting to cut the cable, Hulu's the best one for TV. I mean, I can't really say, like I've said in previous videos, I'm not going to recommend it because I haven't tried it, so I don't know what exactly, but you know, I've read on the internet that Hulu is the best. But don't take my word for it. You have to just take your own chances at that. So I can go, let's see here. So these are some of the apps that you can download. DirecTV, Felix, ABC. Well, let's see here. Yeah, so I'm going to do Adobe Acrobat Reader, Sling. I hope I'm not going too fast for you folks. Well, you can do like BBC America, which is a PBS thing. You know, NBC, Hallmark. I mean, this thing is so much stuff. Let's see here. Why am I down there? Well, I have no idea why. But I'm just going to go through, alright. So you can do Walmart, different things. So there's a whole slew of apps that you can do. Like Twitter. Alright. The one thing that I found that was very interesting on this thing. So let me go up to search. Not that I'm interested, but you folks might be if you have it. So you can actually do a Skype app, which I thought was pretty cool. You can do a webcam with this thing. So I could install Skype if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. So let's get to some video playing here. I know you've been sitting around waiting for me to get to something real, but I just wanted to show you some of the apps there that you can do with this. Let's go to Prime Video. Now, like I said, I don't really care for some of this stuff, but this actually, having the mouse really helps you and gives you more flexibility to do things that that this little remote control doesn't allow you to do. Now, I can go, yeah, and see, that's part of the problem that I have is, well, yeah, sometimes the remote control, I don't know, it's responsive sometimes and sometimes it has a delay. I don't know what that's from. So, I can Now, I don't know if you can see it in the video. Let's see here. But the one that's highlighted, like I got this one right here. It's hard. I think it might be a little bit hard to tell on the video. Let's see here. I'm actually looking at my viewfinder on my camera to see what that looks like. I don't know if you can see it, but it has a light gray box around it, which is, to me, it's a little bit hard to figure out where you're at. I mean, unless you hit the button and you go there. So basically, this is what your Amazon Prime is going to be. Now, you can, like I said, you can rent a whole bunch of things, but why rent a video from Amazon when you can pay a monthly service to Hallmark Movies Now or Stars? That's another thing that this box comes with is you can actually download a Stars app and watch movies. So I can resume the play.
Telephone poles, it's just
and it actually has, well, the Amazon video doesn't really have 4K Ultra HD, but that's what that is. I don't want to play too much here for some copyright purposes. Oh. Alright. So let me get back to some of the really cool stuff. Now, I do not have Netflix, so I can't show you that. Let's see here. Let me get my mouse. Cloud TV. Now, that is a... let's see here. Oh. Okay. I don't know why this is popping this sign up. This is the first time... I've had this running. And I don't know why this is doing this now. Maybe it's the wrong one. I don't know. Alright. So basically, you've got free channels, DIY content, favorites, market. Now, I don't know. Let's see here. Let's do free channels. Now, like I said, folks, this thing right here does not have parental control. So you can get in a whole lot of crap that you don't want your kids to get into. And let's see here. I mean, some of this stuff looks foreign to me. It's not, some of this doesn't look like it's US. So, let's see here. I don't know if this is the one I was on the other day when I did a test. Let's try news. Okay, so here's news. You got Fox News, MSNBC, CBS, BBC News, CNN. Let's see. I don't get cable TV, so I don't know anything. I mean, I've heard about CNN. Now let's give that a shot. See what comes up with that. Now, like I said, it's not even English. What do you know about that? Oh, that's funny. Oh, let me get out of here. That's funny. I mean, so what are these channels? Let me try Fox. Let's see if that's English. That's funny. That wasn't even English.
Now that I'm not in as much pain. I mean,
okay, so that's English.
I really do feel that my back is...
So, let's try NBC. Let's just for kicks, because obviously CNN, I don't get it. I just noticed, when I clicked on CNN, it says CNN USA, and then there's CNN International. Now, why is the CNN USA the one that's foreign language? Let's try this one and see what happens. Okay, it's buffering.
Back at Democrats, not talk about his own language, but a couple of
Alright,
take,
so that's English. I don't know why CNN is not English, but I don't know. I must have been on another channel here. Let's get back. Let me get out of this thing here. I don't want to be in here anyways. Alright. Whoops. Let me try something else here. Ah, man, it was this one right here. So here's some kind of movie thing. I don't even know what the app's called, but you can watch a whole slew of stuff. Let's see here. Now, to me, I mean, I know I'm talking to a wider audience, but my opinion about a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing right now, it's weird. Now, maybe to you folks it's not, but to me, I wouldn't watch this stuff. I mean, I don't even know what the ratings are on this thing. Just the covers themselves look kind of weird. Like that one, for instance, on the right-hand corner with some bird on some girl's mouth. Well, I was in here somewheres. Let me see here. Let's get back up to the top. Alright, let's search. Let me try Disney. Well, maybe it won't work. Let's see here. Genres. Ah! That is how maybe I got to it. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Family. So I like family movies. So, and you get what you get for free, okay? You don't get what you really want. And that's what I'm finding with this. I mean, this is like, I think it's 4, if I'm right, I'm not too sure up on the technical terms of all this HD stuff, but this is supposed to be 4K HD TV. Let's see here. Now see, with this one, I don't know, I can't see the actual thing that's selected. Now if I do that, okay, so I have to use my mouse to select it. So now with the remote control, like, just say you don't have a remote, or you don't have a keyboard and mouse like I have. Well, if you folks buy this, you will have a keyboard and mouse. So you'll be all set, except for the batteries. So if I'm using a remote control, I cannot figure out where I'm at. I mean, there's something highlighted down here, but it's not showing me where, so I can keep going. Let's see, if I hit enter. Alright, see, I didn't even know that I was there. I don't know what video that is. Ah, it's this one right here. So basically, I have to count backwards if I want to get to a movie that I want, like Cars. Let's see here. Yep, so I counted 3 backwards, and then I finally got to it. But who knows with this remote control? So this remote control is alright, but having a mouse is way a lot better, so I can just take my mouse and get there, and if I hit the right click button, I can get back out of it. So that I can hit another one. So basically, my feeling is you really need a mouse to run this thing. The remote control is not much help to you when it comes to this stuff. So let's try Cars. Now, let's see here. See, this is what's about free, is that you just can't hit play. So now I gotta go to So now I gotta select my server, which one I want to see it off. And I played some of this when I was doing my test behind the scenes before filming. Let me get the mouse out of the way. Oh. Stupid thing wants me to install stars. Nah. No, thank you. Oh, it's just an ad. And that's one thing that drives me nuts about this particular one, is that it's always throwing up ads when you want to watch a stinking movie. Now let's see if this thing actually works. I don't know. I've had more issues with this, actually getting something free to play. Now I might need to try a different server. Maybe I'll try that. And that sometimes will help. Alright, let's try another server. What's going on?
I've traveled thousands of miles.
Alright, more ads. And see, that's one thing that's kind of a pain about this, is that it's ad supported. And I mean, yeah, like I said, you get what you pay for. But if you're wanting to watch Netflix, there's also YouTube that's supported with this device. Let's try this one. It's not responding. Close. Well, this is the first time I had this locked up, folks. I don't know. Let's see here. Alright, so I did get back to after rebooting, I get back to the one that we were just on. So let's try server 6 and see what happens. See if it bellies up. Alright, exit that. Okay, so we actually have the video running. Actually, this is really awesome quality video and sound. Now, yes, the TV speakers suck. But if you had this thing hooked up to your home theater, which I hope you do, you'll have the best experience on your big screen TV. Now, you can watch any video for that matter like this, but you gotta go through the ads and do different things. So, let's try something else. So I tried that. Yeah, I mean, you can even try something else. But let me try some other apps because I got a lot of stuff to cover. But so if you go back to apps and you scroll down, so here's a lot of other things that you can do, which I didn't actually show you before. You can do, let's see here, Pandora, Showbox. You can do a speed test, which I'm not going to go and get into that unless, I might do it at the end of the video for you tech guys. But there's YouTube, and I'm getting into that. Hey, YouTube's okay, but I'm not much of a YouTube when it comes to watching movies on TV. I'd rather watch YouTube on my computer rather than waste my time on there. Whoops, what's going on here now? Alright. So, let's see here. And let's see what the quality of TV is on YouTube.
An IP address is a numeric address. It's an identifier for a computer or device on a network. Every device has
Not
to
bad
have
video.
an IP address for
Good sound.
communication purposes. The IP address consists of two parts.
But
The
this
first
is just
part
some
is
tech
the
video I
network
looked
address,
at in my
and
account.
the second part is
So we aren't gonna play that. And this is like, let's see here. So you can use your mouse again and select this one. Let's see here. Alright. Let's see what this one does. Alright. So this is basically another review of one of the other ones that I've looked at. And I don't know what this means. It's not a help to me at all. I'm not going to waste your time watching that thing. So basically you can do a lot of different things with this this system. And then you got your home. And let's see here. Uploads, history, watch later, settings. We go to music. Let's see here. Now, how do I do a search? See, I'm not even familiar with this this app just yet. Let's see here. Ah, there it is. Okay, there's search. Now, if you had a microphone attached to this thing, you could speak it, but I don't, so I need to just type it in. Let's see here. Alright, here's one. Let's see here. So this is some music. So you can watch music on YouTube. So, yeah, you can watch some entertainment stuff on there. Like I said, I don't recommend the Messenger app on Facebook. The reason is it was really annoying. It put a little blurb thing up here. It says, "1, I don't care. I'm watching the frickin' TV. I don't want to know who's emailing me. Come on." Alright, let me get... Alright, I don't want the settings. Let's see what this thing is. I haven't previewed all the stuff. But let's just see what this does. It asks you a lot of stupid questions. Well, I don't really want to... I don't want to install any updates. And you folks that know me from other videos, I do not like updates. Well, heck with it. Let's just install the stupid thing and see what happens. I don't know. I mean, anything's just like a computer. It could just crash and then you're screwed. Alright. Let's see here. Don't really care about installing this thing, but just for you folks to see what this thing does. I don't know. It might be interesting. Huh. Well, this is interesting. What is some of this stuff? Well, there's not too many movies, I can tell you that. Let's see what one of these things do. So basically it's more video, and this is a widescreen video, because you can see the other ones were 4:3, and that's why they had the bars down the middle. I don't know, what is this, live video or something? And it looks like I can see like a camera caption up here at the top. Boring. All right, let's get out of here. There's something else that we can test. Let's see here.
I intend to make it absolutely clear that California is going to mark a different.
All right.
We're going to embrace the diversity of this.
So there's a video.
We're gonna
I don't know.
welcome newcomers.
All right.
We're
So
gonna
your
say
thing
that
disappears
healthcare is a right, not a privilege, that our
once you're
environmental laws
inactive.
lead the nation and the world.
But
All right.
I don't want to.
Thank you. Each candidate will get a minute.
That's here. All right. So let's get out of there. So basically, this is what this box does: is that it allows you to watch TV anywhere, and you can take this box with you. Now, I didn't set the clock, and there's a lot of other things that you can do with settings. Let me show you the settings. I know that this is not going to be that interesting to you folks that just want to sit down and watch it, but like I said, I don't recommend wireless, even though this thing has wireless. You got your network, your sound, your apps. So this is basically if you want to uninstall some things like you don't want, like the App Store, you can uninstall it. Now, see, I had Christian Cinema downloaded from Amazon App Store, and it didn't allow me to play anything. Bummer. I don't think I would trust anything from the App Store from Amazon. I can't get it to work. And I'm not going to try to mess around with something that doesn't work. So you can, let's see here. Certain things that you don't like. You can go down to the MX player and uninstall it, basically. And then you don't have to have that sitting on your hard drive. Or it's not a hard drive. It's a, I don't know, solid state thing. I don't know. I don't know what these new terms are now that they've got, but it's some kind of internal memory. And I don't know what the capacity is of the internal memory is for software, but if you just want a few things like Amazon Video, Skype, certain things like that, you can just install them. And so like some of these things I could get rid of, like Netflix and stuff like that. And let's see here. What does this thing do over here? So I can do an ad. Let's see here. So actually I can remove some of this stuff if I want to. So let's try that. Let's get rid of this crap on the front of the screen. Let's see here. Some of the stuff that I do not want to use. So actually this will make a cleaner slate for you folks if certain things you don't want to use. So here I'm just getting rid of all the stuff that I don't want. Well, maybe I'll keep YouTube and Amazon for the most things that I've used. Let's see here. And Hallmark Movies Now. Let me try that one. And let's hit back. Huh, it disappears. Well, that's weird. Well, at least it cleans it up. I still got these here that I can monkey around with. Is it going to work? Well, I don't know. Yeah, there could be a little issue with this thing. I don't know. That's one thing with this thing I found is that it came to me damaged. I mean, the front is scratched, and I didn't have anything to do with it. Ah, here it is. Okay. So I'm probably going to have to send this one back. I really like this unit. I recommend Android 6 over 7. So now I've got my most favorites like YouTube, Amazon, and Movies Now. And I can add more if I want. So I can basically clean up the front of my machine to make it more simple. And I highly recommend this over any other box that, I mean, I can't say every other box because I haven't tried other ones out there. I've only tried this one and the Hot Home Pro. Now I can't remember what the brand is. Let me go look at it. Well, I think the brand is Cooley. I'll put it up on the screen so you can actually see it. But I recommend, now there might be other Android 6s out there. But this one I like. And it supports the KVM extender, which I've talked about. And I highly recommend the extender if you want to remote control this from another room. So, like, say for my family, for instance, they wanted a box to kill their TV. This is the way to go. So instead of running and having to buy multiple of these boxes, because this box that I bought was $145. Now, I can't see myself buying that for 2 different rooms in my house. I mean, unless, like, well, I'm just going to say for you, for an example. If you have a living room, and most people do, and you want to watch something in there, and say like your kids want to watch something, or you just want to play some sports channel or something, you can have another box in your room, and another room, and play that there. But it's another $145. Now maybe by the time you see this video, it will be cheaper, but who knows? But if you don't want to spend the extra $145 for another box for another room, I recommend this HDMI KVM extender. You can run it over multiple switches on your network. And I like it. I have them all on my PCs. Now in the future, I'm going to do a demonstration on my remote controlled PC equipment. But that's a whole nother video. So I highly recommend this particular box, minus the keyboard issue. That was absolutely a shock to find out that there was no battery, especially a rechargeable battery that comes with this unit. So if you want good TV, now like I've said, there's no parental control on these things. I don't think there's parental control on any of these Android boxes. I don't know. But so far, the 2 of the boxes that I've tested have no parental control. So I doubt that there's parental control on any of these Android units. But if you're concerned about parental control, you should watch the parental controls video that is on YouTube that I've done. And I think it's called Parental Controls. And that tells you exactly how to shut this box off or anything that you've got connected without having to disable your network or your TV set for that matter. So that's another video that you might want to check out. And I'll actually put, if you're on YouTube and you're watching this, I'll put that video link in the description. And if you ever need to get a hold of me, look me up on Facebook. I'm under Tony Pushing Tech, and that is TEC. That is Tony Pushing Tech. That is TEC. And there's also a group, which if you look at that link on the bottom of your screen, take the .com off it, you can actually go to a group on Facebook with that URL. Well, it's not a URL, it's just what I'm going by. And you can get to that on Facebook, YouTube, wherever I've got, and I've even got Twitter. I don't really use Twitter too much to communicate. I only use that for YouTube updates. So, like and subscribe. Tell others. This is just to help you folks out to decide whether if you want to buy this or not. I mean, it's no skin off my nose if you buy this or not. But if you like it, and tell others, and actually let me know that this video helped you to buy this box. So, I'll see you next time on Pushing Technology to the Limit.